It was a disaster waiting to happen. Chlorine leak in Mumbai exposes the Port Trust's callousness. 136 cylinders lying unclaimed for 13 years in the open. And in the stillness of the sultry Mumbai night, a whiff of danger came tantalizingly close to making disaster. Choking, teary-eyed students rushed out of the hostel, having the narrowest of narrow escapes. The sword of Demosthenes still lurks. Not just in Mumbai, but India is sitting on a powder keg. There are ticking time bombs just waiting to blow. Navi Mumbai, Jaipur, Bahadurgarh in Haryana, Gurgaon and Mohali. Our correspondents fanned out to these locations to investigate. This is a Headlines Today national exclusive.
Even though more than 2 decades have passed since the Bhopal gas tragedy, there are some lessons it seems the government simply does not seem willing to learn. An industrial zone near Mumbai is a ticking time bomb which the authorities continue to ignore at their peril without realizing that it is a disaster simply waiting to happen. In fact, a gas leak scare was reported less than a month ago, but no one has woken up to the danger. Our correspondent Abhishek Chaudhary investigates.
The timing was eerie. Bhopal was gassed at midnight 26 years ago. And once again at midnight, Mumbai had a whiff of disaster. Noxious fumes of chlorine leaked from one of these rusted containers dumped at the Bombay Port Trust in savoury suburb of Mumbai. It was 2:30 in the morning. Mixed with the air, the poisonous gas soon spread to neighbouring areas including the Lal Bahadur Shastri College of Advanced Maritime Studies. Students woke up breathless. Choking, teary-eyed, they rushed out of the hostel, having the narrowest of narrow escapes.
People were banging on our doors, so we could vacate the hostel immediately. So we were lucky to wake up and get away from there.
It was too much irritating and we can't breathe also.
3 o'clock from after that administration came 5 o'clock. So 2 hours we were just staying outside this college.
उस टाइम से बच्चों को कुछ को वॉमिटिंग हो रहा है, मुझे खुद को यहाँ पर पूरा सोर थ्रोट, चेस्ट पेन, ब्रीदिंग में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, हेडेक, नोजिया टाइप का समथिंग हो रहा था.
By 3:30 a.m., the fire tenders were battling the leakage, trying to zero in on the damaged cylinder. For over 6 hours, they sprayed water on the cylinders, trying to dilute the gas.
615 kg capacity. That tunner was leaking, and out of that chlorine gas was coming out, and that has spread in the entire area. So initially, going near to that cylinder was a problem. So my fireman officers, they wear the breathing apparatus set. With the help of water curtain, we have restrained that leaking gas to come into the residential zone.
There was panic at the KEM and JJ hospitals as patients poured in, wheezing and coughing. 92 in all, including 14 students, 4 firefighters and a constable. They were all diagnosed with acute respiratory distress syndrome.
उनको सांस लेने के लिए तकलीफ हो रही थी और आंख में बर्निंग हो रहा था. इन सब लोगों को रात में 4 बजे से लेकर एडमिट किया है.
But this was a disaster waiting to happen. For these cylinders, 136 in total, were lying here abandoned for the last 13 years. A hazardous scrap dumped right next door to a college.
Has been there for quite some time, which was to be auctioned off. And that is supposed to be an empty cylinder of chlorine. But sometimes you have residual chlorine which remains in the cylinder. And that leaked out. Hazardous chemical का गोडाउन बहुत पुराना है. अब ये क्या है, इसको हटाना पड़ेगा. अगर यहाँ पे कॉलेज है, that is what we will have to do. देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या करा जाए इसमें.
As usual, the government has woken up after the disaster. The Shipping Ministry has asked for a detailed report from the Bombay Port Trust. The Chief Minister too expressed concern, but it wasn't clear what action, if any, would be taken against callous officials.
We are equipped. They have in fact, the Mumbai Municipal Corporation with all the disaster management team of the Government of India, they have attended to it and they have neutralized the entire thing. But it is a fact it was lying unattended. It shouldn't be there.
One would have thought a country which has braved the incidents like Bhopal gas tragedy would have learnt its lessons right. But sadly, that is just not the case. The severe chlorine leakage is just a strong indication of how irresponsive the authorities are towards people. It was sheer luck of the people that the leakage was not immense. But the authorities still have a lot to answer to the people. With Kamalji Sandhu in Delhi, Aditya Man, Mangesh Amre and Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai for Headlines Today.